The WhistlePig Straight... Hello and welcome to another edition of Mandate Mondays. This week we are doing our very first rye whiskey. And the rye we're doing, you brought this today, is WhistlePig. Now, where are these guys out of?
Vermont.
Shoreham, Vermont, from WhistlePig Farms.
Shoreham or Shoreham, depending on how you say it.
In the U.S., in order to be considered a rye whiskey, you have to have 51% or more rye as your contents. For example, bourbon is typically 51% corn, as opposed to rye.
And then there's another difference. Canadian rye is just as long as it has rye in it. You can put like a rye in there and you could call it rye.
So WhistlePig is actually 100% rye, and it's also 100 proof, so you get 50% alcohol in here. So that is quite a potent drink.
So this came out a few years ago and received a 96-point rating from Wine Enthusiast magazine. You know, I don't know how much that means considering it's Wine Enthusiast.
The WhistlePig Straight Rye Whiskey is aged for 10 years through a patented double barrel process that WhistlePig has put together. You ready to give this a try?
Yep. It's a brown color.
It is a nice, deep amber color. So according to the distiller, this features a lot of flavorful notes across citrus, toffee, butterscotch, charcoal, and nutmeg even. So
None of which we've tasted yet.
well, we haven't tried it yet. Hey, cheers. That is not... I thought it was going to be a lot sharper because of the alcohol content.
It's not as strong as it smells.
No, still very smooth. As soon as you smell it, it's a little intimidating for those of, if you're used to like 30 to 40% alcohol, this definitely has much more of a punch smell to it. But when you actually taste it, it doesn't burn like you'd expect it to, especially for something at 50%. I used to have 100 proof SoCo, and it hurt to drink.
Oh, that's because it's SoCo.
I can see what they mean about the charcoal. Definitely the butterscotch and the toffee. Good, sweet, flavors. I'm not feeling the citrus or the nutmeg as much.
So this is whiskey.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've never had a rye before this. And I was in the liquor store and decided I should get a rye. So I got this.
This tastes a bit sweeter to me than the Berkshire did for the bourbon, which I would have expected the bourbons to be a bit sweeter.
I mean, that's mostly corn, and corn just basically turns into sugar. I don't know what else rye does.
It's a wheat, right?
Well, it's a grain.
Can't you make bread out of it?
Oh yeah, rye bread.
Yeah. Seriously? How much have we had to drink? Do you remember what you paid for this when you bought this?
This was like $70.
The sweetness that comes out of bourbons, and now that I know ryes, isn't something that I typically like. But for this rye, it's extremely smooth. The high alcohol content you don't even feel. So, the WhistlePig Straight Rye Whiskey. It's
neither a whistle nor a pig.
It's aged for 10 years through a double barrel process at 50 proof and at 100% rye. It's actually a surprisingly smooth and very delicious rye whiskey. For the $70, that's a bit high for what I'd expect to pay for something like this. I'd expect to pay around $50, but
That's what I was expecting.
but it's definitely something I'd recommend trying. And if you find this for $50 to $60, buy it. That is for sure.
I'd spend the 70 on it again. I think it was good.
Thank you very much for joining us while we sampled the WhistlePig. We'll catch you guys in a week. Anything you want to add?
Isn't that where my uncle is?
He is in Vermont, yes. I don't know if he's in He could Skype in and be at the WhistlePig farm.
He could go get the pig.